sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we have a good one for you between these road warriors and our home team. On the visiting sideline, look at the head coach of the Condors. His guys on the fortunate side of Week 1, one of the teams who began this year with a win. Opposing them in is the head coach of the Tigers. His guys also able to start the season with a win, so somebody's going to leave here with a 2-0 record after this one. Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt on the call with you today. Ball teed up and ready. And off we go from Sacramento. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
Kate, I know you get tired of hearing me say there's no substitute for experience, but it is totally true. Taking the reins of an NFL team as a young quarterback, you want the game to slow down, and the only way it slows down is to get more and more of these opportunities to go lead your team game in and game out.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Go.
This is Matt. Great work there to evade the tackle, but the rest of the run, pretty forgettable. No gain there. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
You know, Coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession, or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. They go play action on 1st down. Caught, nice gain left side. And he's taken down at the 30. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that means 1st down.
Sacramento, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
They go with Mack here. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he's out of bounds inside the red zone. Just short of the 15. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it's going to be 2nd down. Completed out to the left on that quick throw. Good reaction to the RPO. They're going to get to him behind the line.
I wish everybody had the opportunity to feel how fast that decision is made. With that RPO, it is a split second. And when you make the incorrect read, well, the play's busted up before it ever has a chance to start.
Complete out to the right side. And he's bumped down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it. All in all, Kate, I'm going to call that a good start. Offense established himself, moved the ball, and the kicker able to give him a lead.
Has this at the 6. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20. So they come on offense now, ready for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their third-year signal caller.
He's definitely one of the stars in this league, a true franchise quarterback. And when you're at this level, Kate, you want to put your imprints on this game right from the jump.
Here we go now. Time to start this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
Handoff headed right to Patterson. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On the go.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
19 Charger. 19 Charger.
They're going play action. Looking right, and he finds him. And they don't get any help on this 2nd down, Brock. He is out right along the line, so no gain. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the 1st down. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and that is good for a 1st down. On the handoff, Patterson. He finds space for a few yards that time. Wrapped up that time by Jordan Birch.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Throwing now off the play action. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Right up the gut. And he works it down inside the 40. That's a run of 8.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
The give to Patterson out of the shotgun. That is exactly why you rally to the football. He got through one tackle, but the next guy gets him for a loss.
It's a loss of a yard.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Back to throw now. Can't convert on 3rd. That's to the ground and incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. So the choice is made. No 53-yard field goal try. They are going for this 1st down.
Ready? 70 Timberwolf.
This is Patterson on the give. And the early aggressiveness is answered. They went for it on their opening series, and the defense stops them. That's a turnover on downs.
And what a battle of wills we just got to see. Fighting in the trenches on a 4th down run.
The Condors want another look at this. Coach going to throw that challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
Well, I certainly don't envy the officials here. A lot of times, Brock, it can be so tough to have the right angle to get a perfect spot on that football.
Yeah, how they do it, I just marvel at it. A bunch of years ago, I got to do and be an official, a side judge for a spring game.
How'd that go?
Not well, because things happen so fast, and I really do. I marvel at more often than not how good these officials are at spotting the ball.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So upon further review, they get a more favorable spots, and that's enough to give them the 1st down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now we're on the counter. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock it behind the sticks. Job well done there. Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, it's difficult on the defense.
And he's tackled after a big gain, but he's not going to get to keep the yards or the first down that he picked up either. We got a flag down in the neighborhood of holding. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. A quarter down, 3 more to go for these NFC West opponents. Just a field goal separates these two. More from this one right after this.
Hold the ready.
Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. They'll be set up with third and only one.
Kick the Eagles. Kick the Eagles.
Up the middle, here goes Patterson. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and that gives him the first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
That's completed out to the right. And he's going to be dropped with a big hit at the end of that. But the effort still sets him up with a first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Looking to throw on first and goal. Catch made. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Condors take a second quarter lead. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, feed him.
On his Chad Ryland for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Condors take a 4-point lead.
Condors 7, Tigers 3.
Right, ready to send this one away. Fielded at the 7. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. Their offense headed back out for its second drive of the contest. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Starting this drive with a design run. They're going to get to him, and what a shot! The football's out! Recovered by the defense. And this return will reach the end zone. Touchdown! The Condors capitalize on the turnover and add to their lead. All right, Brock, that was a design run. Those always opening up to some contact. It obviously popped the football free for 6. What do you do there as a QB?
Well, you work so hard on ball security, right? But it's usually within the pocket or when you're throwing it. You don't spend a lot of time on ball security outside the pocket. He's going to have to.
Ryland now for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Condors drive their lead to 11.
14, Tigers 3.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Their offense running back out now. And they find themselves trailing by 11 as they take over down 14-3. Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. Now throw to start the drive. Fires right away, but incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's 2nd down.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Caught by his fullback behind the line. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to bring up 1st down. So a fresh set of downs now from the 39. 1st down, play action. He'll check this one down, complete to the fullback. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop it. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Go!
Throwing off the play fake. Short pass, caught by his tight end. And this play is nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's good for a new set of downs.
10 at the 26-yard line.
Cougar 19!
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Looking slant route, complete. And he'll go down here at the 16. That's a pickup of 9. And that'll set him up with a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
They'll run. This is Matt. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. Fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, that's okay.
And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
I don't mind that scramble at all, Kate. It makes that defense think this guy's not just going to sit in the pocket all day. I'll say this as well, like I do all the time. When you're going to scramble as a quarterback, make sure you protect yourself.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and incomplete. Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Has this at the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The offense getting set to go. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Offense to the line. Here we go. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Your 2nd and 10 from the 21. They'll motion him out of the backfield. That one's complete, right side. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front, they didn't give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Finds him on the crossing route. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Condors.
Those routes across the field become oh so dangerous the longer that play progresses. It gives him more time to get free, wiggle away from that man-to-man coverage. And with enough time, it's almost inevitable he'll find enough space for a completion.
And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Into the hands of Jordan Watkins. And he is in. Touchdown. The Condors lead by 14. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Ryland now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Condors lead by 15 now.
21, Tigers 6.
Right, ready to send this one away. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Their offense ready to take the field now. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They'll go play action. All the way left side. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. So it'll be second and long upcoming on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Sit tight, don't go anywhere. More football from Sacramento on the way. They break the huddle. It's second down now.
Here we go. Drop ball 80.
Pass play coming here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you.
Trying to float that one in, and defender's there for the interception. And the Condors get it back after a marvelous defensive effort. Man, he really lobbed that one downfield, didn't he? Tried to lay it in there for a big completion. Think he just got a little too much loft on it, though, and it's intercepted.
I really do think in that spot, though, Kate, it was the right type of throw.
Yeah.
But that air, in this league, you put air on the football as a quarterback, you better be exactly right, because as fast as these defenders are, they can recover and go get it, which they did right there.
Their offense returning to the field for another possession.
Here we go.
And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest.
And he runs this one in for the touchdown. The Condors boat racing them to the halftime locker room.
Kate, you know what a run like that does for everybody? For the play call, for the O-lineman, for the offense? It just gives you confidence that you can call that run again and not expect a little chunk, but go get explosive on the ground as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Condors grow the lead now to 22 points. Right, ready to send this one away. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. First call here coming from the shotgun. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's second down coming up.
At the 24-yard line.
He's dropping back to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. He's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Going all the way to the end zone here. Oh, we put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown, and you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
And he's going to have this one down to the 28. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
First and 10.
All set now, first and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. The Tigers chop some of the lead off before the half. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
This is Andre Schmidt to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys cut the lead down to 15.
Condors 28, Tigers 13.
And here is Schmidt to send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Their offense headed out now. Not much time left before the half. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the second. And it is enough time to put something together. All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
Here we go. Start. Liking 18.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
This one falls incomplete. He's looking Jordan Watkins' way. And 4th and 4 coming up. On comes the Condors punting squad.
Right in punt formation.
Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. This offense getting one final possession here before halftime. And they'll need to be judicious in using that final timeout, Brock, but they still could put a scoring drive together before the break. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. To the air now on 1st and 10. Good coverage on that deep ball downfield. Throw knocked away. That's going to send him back to the line for second.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Short pass brought in. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
It's fielded at the 14. And a big hit on the return to stop it cold.
First down and 10. At their own 22
Probably looking at our final snap and a half here on first down. Here's a design run. So entering the locker room's got ourselves a 2-score game. It's time to hear from Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hughes.
Here is Schmidt to send this away. Starting from the 5. Things going well so far. A nice run back, but what a hit we had at the end of it. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for them. Has them with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. So they'll head up here first and 10 from the 34.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70, go!
Patterson trying this straight ahead. That played good for, looks like about 6. Second down upcoming.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play whatever you want to do. But as for me, I'd like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
Let's go now.
One of the tight ends motioning left. They'll run here on first down. And second down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. That's completed right side. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. The Condors grow the lead coming out of halftime.
I know you got a mixture looks defensively. You just can't play all zone coverage, and sometimes you got to play man-to-man. But with a receiver with that kind of speed, that is scary, and he just made him pay.
Ryland now for the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Condors grow the lead now to 22 points.
Tigers 13.
Right, ready to send this one away. Returning it from the 4. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Now this offense getting set to work here. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Give now to Matt. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Second and 10. We need something positive here.
Up second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They're going play action. Lasers this one deep down the middle. Into double coverage. Ooh, don't want to do that. And he's there for the interception. Picked up by Deontay Banks.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback. but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
On first down, they'll run. And he's going to be hit, sent out after about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards there. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 43. He'll look to throw. In big trouble now, and the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And this one, not surprisingly, brought a loss of yards as they had to scramble to even get that football back. Still their football, but need to make some progress here. This is 2nd and long. Throwing from the gun here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. This is the type of performance a former quarterback, just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing it.
His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You know, Kate, with the game that they put together, it's surprising to see them really run into any hiccups when they appear. They move the ball very well throughout, just unsuccessful on that 3rd down.
And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. This offense ready to get going again now. And the turnovers have not helped as they find this game out of reach at the moment here in the 3rd. All right, they're out and set. Here we go, 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Cut out left. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. One play in, and they are already close to midfield. Completed out to the left on that quick throw. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. A gain of 15 there. And that gives him a 1st down. All set to go now from the 35. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation. It's just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
And they take him down right along the 30. About set. This is 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Pass play now. Rolling left. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. Distance is good, but not the accuracy. He just missed it left. And unfortunately, that miss follows the pattern of how well things have gone for them here.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Back now, pressure coming. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. On the carry, it's Patterson. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Finds the in route complete. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker, 4th down. I'm just going to go out on a limb, partner, and say that this defense is probably pretty tired of having to deal with this guy by this point.
Tired or exhausted?
Both?
Yeah, they don't have an answer. And when you've got an elite guy like this, no matter what you throw at him and he delivers, man, it puts you to sleep.
And this punt works out. It's going to cross the 20, be touchdown at the 16-yard line. That count runs their offense. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And he will get to that 30-yard line before they stop him. Big gain, 14 on the play. And they're going to have a 1st down now.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in-cut and make the catch.
And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Still 1st down.
Back to throw. Setting up the screen. And he's going to be run out of bounds. A nice game, but this is why you don't want to be playing for behind the sticks, right? It is still 2nd down coming up.
Out of bounds at the 38-yard line. A 12-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Quick throw is caught. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
And the Sacramento.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's going to be their ball as we start the 4th. But this game may already be too far out of reach. 1st and 10 from the 43. Option design here. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
He was brought down at the 45.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Setting up to throw. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
3rd and long for him here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on down. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
Come on.
Hand off now from the gun. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line. This defense just got swarming.
And he works this to the 38 before going down.
A 9-yard gain on the
A
play.
less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Here we go. Set. Cowboy 80. Ready.
To the air on 3rd and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next. Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Showing a little burst so far. All right, some good work on that run back, Brock. He gets this to the 33. This offense making its way back out now. And the turnovers, Brock, a big reason they have played themselves out of this one. Hopefully they can keep it clean here, if nothing else.
Yeah, well, this drive isn't pertinent to this game maybe anymore, Cade. This drive...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play. 12 to go now on second down after the sack.
The 32-yard line.
Heads out on the bootleg. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And hopefully they'll have some better blocking on the next play because that was not good. Brings up third down.
Some squads you just see love to do this, Kate, and I've got so much respect for defensive coordinators who late in the game, instead of playing prevent, well, they step up the aggression meter. Back-to-back sacks puts this offense and this quarterback way off schedule.
Is complete to Cook. And he is stopped with authority there, but that stop came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that first down.
First down. First and 10.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They go play action on first down. That's incomplete left side.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
They are throwing it again. Hits him on the out route. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Here's Matt. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time. Offense in the hurry up here.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
Back to throw.
The 16-yard line.
Brought in. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
Sacramento.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Brings up second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Throwing off the play fake. Caught out wide. Not able to make a push for that goal line. He's hit for a loss back at the 3. And goes to the hurry up here.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's third down and goal.
Throwing now off the play action. Drops back. Needs an open man. And oh, he got it! Interception! Picked up by Deontay Bates. And the Condors will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception.
Okay, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one is probably the most costly.
Here we go now. Time to start this drive. First and 10. Now it's Patterson. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. Gave away a couple on the first down run. Now it's going to be second and 12. Miller the motion, man right. They'll go play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with third and long.
19, Tiger, 9.
They'll throw, third and long. Jump off, caught by his back. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, Kate, that's exactly what that coverage was meant for. Make the quarterback throw it short, go up and rally, and get yourself off the field.
Takes this in the area of midfield. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Here comes their offense out again. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. He still has room inside the 30. And he has it almost to the red zone down at the 21-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down. Offense to the line fast.
18 Cardinal.
First down, play action. Well, the pressure defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Finds him over the middle. And this is down all the way to the 3. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's a gain of 18. And a Sacramento first down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
From the red zone on 1st. He's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Sacramento. These guys hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Still sticking with the passing game. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Tigers putting up points in a game decided. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and calm. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Tigers 20.
Well, don't look up at the clock, everybody. That is certainly not their friend as they get set to try an onside kick. And they've got it. No problem for the receiving team. The onside attempt failed. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it. Even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
Trying to fight free, he can't do so. They've got him behind the line. Now let's see, Brock, if they call their final timeout. Once again, Patterson. They go to him again, Brock, and they deny him the line again. That's another loss. This one sets up 4th down. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. They'll send out the punting unit. He's got it at the 24. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Another drive coming up for this offense. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
No gain on
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Has it downfield, working the left. Oh, this big guy is moving. And he is in. Touchdown. The Tigers get it back to within 2 possessions. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olson would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys make it an 11-point ball game. Well, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And the hands team comes up big. They're going to hang on to win. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Line up the design keeper. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they can be proud of their exploits down the road and overall so far this season as they improve to 2-0.